Jealous.
Shut up.
Is Darby really there?
No, Darby's not at the
And in the on-deck circle, Marie Castillo. This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's up.
It's Monday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? Yeah. I got back from Detroit. I was at SummerSlam all weekend.
How was that?
It was good. It was good. Made a little trip out of Detroit. Went out there on Thursday. Hung out. Saw a Tigers game. Hung out with some of my old radio guys from WJR.
That's nice.
Yeah, had a good little trip.
You tell them I said hi?
So I was like, hey guys, Van says hi. And they were like,
And they're like, who?
I said,
I got some really big fans out there, not going to lie.
this is what happened. I said, hey guys, Van says hi. And they said, how's Darby?
I don't blame them.
Hey, Marie got excited.
We're live at the YMCA of Central New Mexico, the intersection of San Mateo and Indian School. Welcome, everyone. $1 a day. Can we get you a membership from the boys? We will set you up for success.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
I didn't get permission to
There
do
we
this
go.
at all
That's it.
whatsoever.
Hey, Murray, we get talkings to every time this happens.
No permission from any of the higher-ups here at the YMCA, but Van will give you a free month if you come sign up.
All right, there you go.
On me.
That's
not on the house.
No.
Specifically coming out of Van's wallet.
There you go. That is a 1/12 discount.
There you go.
Not the worst deal in the world.
Voila.
Come hang out with your boys. I just finished a workout like 20 minutes ago, and boy, are my arms tired. Oh, I should have used that earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, super blew that. Good weekend though. SummerSlam was a banger. We'll talk about that a little bit. Obviously, a lot in the world of sports, including U.S. women's soccer. We'll talk about that as well. The NFL, 1 month from today, does NFL football officially start? So that is a countdown that we'll hear endlessly from Marie.
You know it.
That's so loud.
Sorry, it's overexcited.
She's very excited.
Yeah, just a lot of energy.
Sorry.
Energy there. 3 hours of the program today. No Ice Tips baseball. So come hang out with us at the YMCA. The Horn location will be here. Big thank you to John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy for supporting our mobile studio. Big thank you to I-9 Sports. We're going to sneak the varsity in at the very end of the program today. So
I talked to John on Friday.
How's he doing?
He's doing great.
I talked to
He's
him.
a busy dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hard yes.
That's why he's not on the program all the time like he used to be. He's just too damn busy.
I called him the other day and I'm like, I need a warehouse. He's like, when are you going to start selling weed? I'm like, no.
What?
I don't need that.
No.
Like, every warehouse in town, Marie, is for marijuana growth.
Oh,
now.
I didn't know that.
There's one CrossFit gym and the rest of them grow weed.
Join us on Facebook.com/TalkABQ for the live stream of the program, the Sports Animal live stream. Marie is with us at the studio. Her connection is very good, and that's because a little inside radio, the engineering department redid the Wi-Fi at the building.
All right.
Yeah, I was really surprised that I even made the live stream.
Yeah, it's so big deal there for us. We're moving on up. Super moving on up.
I'm so excited to have functioning Wi-Fi.
I mean,
it's kind of like the most important part of life now.
Yes. So I was flying back from Detroit. So this flight left Detroit at 6 a.m. on Sunday. What is that?
That's early.
Well, so here's how you've gone to these things with me. So when there's a Saturday premium live event, formerly known as pay-per-views, whenever I go to one of these WWE things, I want to stay up the entirety of the night and just catch the flight in the morning and then sleep on the flight home.
Smart.
Yes. So that's exactly what I did. So I go and I do the event, and the press conference wraps up at like 2 a.m. By the way, they're handing your boy the microphone at press conferences. I guess
what?
WWE's got a lot of love for your boy right now.
That's awesome.
Big thank you to they and all those that helped me in that professional endeavor. With that said, so I'm out there, and afterwards I'm hanging out with some, like, no name dropping here, but like some YouTube WWE guys that, kind of same world adjacent or whatever.
Okay.
And we're like, hey, let's go to this casino. Hey, let's stay up all night.
Now
Hey.
I'm listening.
Casinos in Detroit?
Yes, and also
that's dangerous.
Canada's like right there. You can seize it.
You can see Canada?
You can just seize it. It's over the Admiral. Just
the Admiral?
It's a super famous bridge if you're not familiar.
I am not.
So my plan, speaking of Wi-Fi, so my plan is, hey, go catch the 6 a.m. flight, get there 30 minutes early the way I do, because that's how I
Last one on the plane.
Yep, live my life.
I already got my seat number.
Yeah, I
I don't need to be in Group A.
I don't have my seat number. It's Southwest.
Ah, Southwest.
So as I get on
Never
the plane,
mind. I fly on real airplanes.
I don't. I have the credit card. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you have to now.
have
they got
to.
you locked
They
into it.
tricked me.
You can't have the miles otherwise.
Correct.
You can't transfer from Frontier.
Mm-mm. My DIN pass is no good anymore, which is a thing I used to do. So as I'm the last one on the plane. I'm always the last one on the plane. I don't know if it's superstition or poor planning. The only seat left on the plane is a big boy, bigger than me. The two biggest boys on the plane
Oh,
are gonna have to fight over an armrest, and I'm not gonna lose this fight over the armrest. Do you know how there's like iPads, like a regular size iPad, like the one I own?
Yes.
And then there's like the oversized one that they sell to like hipsters who draw under shade trees in municipal parks.
Mhm.
that one.
Okay, so he's got that one, but he's not drawing or creating anything of art or substance. He's doing click the vegetable game with his fingers. You know what I'm talking about? To where the
Ish.
yes. So they make these vegetable towers that collapse like actual towers, and if you click the vegetables, they disappear. I don't know the game name, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
I just got a headache listening to you talk about
You
that.
should have seen it out of the corner of my eye. So as this middle-aged man is doing the collapsible, not Tetris vegetable clicking game,
Okay.
I became enraged. I said, first
Because
of all,
an adult is doing that?
yes.
Okay.
I said that is for
It's
children.
for children.
That's a child's
Yeah.
thing. And I'm not wanting to mean anyone's hobbies or interests until you start taking the armrest, which is absolutely mine because I'm in the center seat.
Center seat gets both armrests.
Center seat
Man.
gets both.
Everybody knows that.
Today's,
And
today's I-9 varsity, Anne Marie, before you weigh in. The I-9 varsity of airport etiquette.
I like this.
Thank you.
Fred, also, you should get the armrest, and it's so difficult as tall people to sit in the middle seat of an airplane.
But
it's his
fortunately,
fault.
I was in the very front seat.
Okay,
Because-
that's good.
because
You leg room.
everyone
You leg
walked-
room.
They all chose to go past this big boy.
Oh, good.
Mm.
Oh,
But
good.
I could not. I could not go past this
Because you didn't
big
have
boy.
another option.
Because I was the last one on the plane, and I'm also a big boy. So then I say to Big Boy, I say, hey, you're going to have to come off it. And he cannot believe this at all. And it's 6 a.m. and I'm hyped up on drinking all night from the
Sure.
casino in SummerSlam and
Still high off of
talking to LA Knight at a press conference.
there you go.
Yeah. And I had offended him. And I was like, hey, bro, just lean out when you're clicking your vegetables. And he's like, I'm like, oh, you're such a big boy. I can't even hear through your dumb big boy's throat.
Oh no.
Oh God,
Always like a big boy, wide big boy.
big boy wide.
No, not tall like
Mm.
you.
No,
You're not aggressively wide.
I'm not. No, I can fit. I'm
You are-
sitting in a regular chair right
yeah,
now.
with room.
No, you're just a super tall, like,
Yeah, he is
big
plagued
person.
by gravity.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
big physically. I'm bigger in personality.
Mm,
So-
that's a thing that you say to yourself.
So
those are your affirmations in the morning when you're
Yeah,
looking in
thank
the
you,
mirror.
Stuart Smalley.
listen. Welcome back to Sports Talk Radio, NFL football fan here on the Sports Radio, Sports Animal Sports Talk Radio, and welcome back to Fred Slow's Daily Affirmations.
Mm,
So to wrap up this story in the
this
quickest way
could be
possible,
this could be an ongoing segment.
Fred Slow's Daily Affirmations.
And I'll
Or-
tell you why you're wrong.
where I'm not quite as bad as the guy next to me. So this is a 2.5 hour flight from Detroit to Denver, right? 2.5 hours. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to ever let this guy be comfortable. I cannot possibly fall asleep now. Like
Mhm.
this is a blood feud.
Correct.
I've started a blood feud. And part of this blood feud is I'm going to turn my regular size laptop up to full brightness. And I'm going to watch Women's World Cup Soccer live on the
Oh
There
my
we go.
God.
And then so what did the women's team have? 12 shots on goal. And every time they had a shot on goal, guys, I would do like a little jerk of my body of like excitement and like bump into it. Like there's no falling asleep for you, big boy. Like I'm here.
Was he trying to fall asleep
Oh,
once
of
he
course he was.
was worn out from clicking his vegetables?
Yeah, after he ran out of temporary lives in its vegetable clicking game, where he and
Where you have to wait for the ads.
you know exactly, and you can't get the ads because you're on the Wi-Fi of the plane, and his screen looked like what's a really shattered thing? My childhood hopes
your
and
childhood hopes and
dreams.
dreams.
Thank you.
beat me to it. Damn it.
So it's
That's right. It's Monday.
everything about this
We'll
guy
get
just
back to it.
enraged me. So I watched the entirety of Women's World Cup soccer is the point I'm trying to get to. So as I watched the entirety of Women's World
Trash.
Cup soccer, this was similar to when we, Van, were watching the Shohei Ohtani. What's the name of the cat that plays outfield with Shohei?
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. So this
Yeah.
is when we were watching
Kind
the
of a big name.
showdown between Japan and USA.
Love it.
And as Van and I were watching, Amory, I don't know if you were part of the program at the time. So as we were watching it, the problem we had is we weren't watching it on a television broadcast. We were all watching it on cell phones, and everyone was
At a spring training game.
at a spring training game.
on the Padres Wi-Fi.
Correct.
Yeah.
So as we're at a spring training game for the Rockies and the Padres over in Phoenix, not everyone is synced up perfectly on the
Mhm.
Wi-Fi, and that's how this was on the plane.
Oh no.
Yes. So as it comes down to penalty kicks, I'm over here going, yay or nay. And then you'll hear somebody behind me will go, ooh. And and you could just hear,
Yeah, because there were Swedish dudes on the plane too. That's why.
nice and shot in there. So they were, that's not Swedish.
Okay.
I was trying to do the chef from
Thank you.
Sesame Street. So the plane is like slowly cascading reaction to Women's World Cup soccer, which we'll talk about at length. But I'm going to tell you this, and I wasn't ready for this. Half that damn plane that was watching, they were happy that the U.S. team lost.
Oh no.
I'm telling you. And if I think we were to do an independent poll right here, just because, and I didn't think this until I was on this plane watching it with this big boy next to me, I think more people hate U.S. national women's soccer athlete, activist, lesbian, face of cultural change athlete more than we realize. I don't think America was behind this team.
Not this team, no.
Not greater to 50%.
That is
It all
awful
came down-
to hear. Is it
it
because they're American or because they're women?
No, it came down to the politics.
Politicking.
They're politicking. And America, some of America got mad.
Because flights out of Detroit on Southwest hate strong-willed women with purple hair. Is that what you're saying?
Hate to woke Denver.
They might hate that she missed a very important penalty kick as well.
Dog by 9 feet.
I think it has nothing to do with the play on the field.
Nothing to do with the play in the field. I agree with that. Everything that surrounded it. I had no ideas. And maybe I'm ignorant to the Women's World Cup soccer. Maybe I take the shut up and dribble aspect. And anytime someone says it, I throws it out the window. It says, I don't need robots. I don't need just athletes. I need people. I need artists. I need art from my artisans. I don't think America felt that way about this team, Van. I very much believe that up to, and I'm going to say the number again, 50 percentile, did people tuned into this thing tune in the hopes that the United States of America would fail.
There is no way that 50. Maybe your flight. I mean, anecdotal evidence.
Well, hold on.
Small sample size, whatever.
I've gone outward since then.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done a perusing.
Well, let me tell you the problem here. There's no way half of this country's citizens are rooting against their national soccer team.
Okay.
But I think it may look like half because these are the most
Ooh,
outspoken people.
Yeah.
They're the people that are going to boo on an airplane. They're the people who are going to get loud behind their keyboard
Yep.
on the internet. And they're the people that hold such strong political, unfounded beliefs that they're going to root against their own national team. These people are garbage. These are garbage humans.
I think you're right, Van, where these people are outspoken. So we're focusing on this like small percentage who don't have the same political views as the soccer team and what they're standing for. But I do think majority of people love World Cup and the U.S. men's and women's team. It's just they were so disappointed in this team from the beginning of the World Cup. They don't feel like they were really in it to win it. They were celebrating like a tie. They don't think this team had much grit or fire behind them. That's what I'm getting besides the political stuff from the small majority of people.
Or now hear me out. They are trendsetters. They started a movement of where their countries are more prideful of their women's sports, and they started a wave where all of these countries are improving and catching up with them. Just like the world with men's basketball,
in 92.
maybe the world in women's soccer is finally catching up to the United States.
So you're saying something interesting, and I'm gonna ride this with you up until the point where you lose me, okay? Because I will agree with you in 92 that the Dream Team put basketball into the world.
Correct.
And then in 2004, when there was the Olympics, and that basketball team was hated. That men's basketball team was, first of all, they performed poorly, which is another conversation.
Mhm.
But they were they were too young to be as outspoken, and they weren't exposed to the world. And I think at that time, culturally, 3 years removed from 9/11, it was too soon for America to be able to accept that kind of energy from a basketball team. No one liked them. And if we were sitting bellied up to the bar right now, I think I'd use expletives to talk about how America felt about that team. With that said, we're a similar amount of time from U.S. Women's World Cup, which has what, 2 of them now? They have 2 of them. We're that a similar amount of time
Back to back.
from the rest of the world catching up to where this Women's World Cup team is. Did they lose their focus on the game and put so much of their focus outside of it? And I'm not one who's going to rip on Megan Rapinoe. I don't have a problem with Megan Rapinoe. She can have her political beliefs. She doesn't have to stand during an anthem, and I do not care.
Sure.
She can stand during an anthem, and here's the thing, do not care. With that said, she's got to find a better barber. Let's be real straightforward on that.
Okay. Side
Oh
note.
my God.
That's the worst.
That's it?
That's the worst hair I ever seen on a human being.
But former
That's
but
personal choice.
That's how
But-
you cut a Barbie's hair bad.
former US players came out, and a lot of them are broadcasting now or reporting on the game, and they were even saying, like, what is going on? Where is the pride? Where
In
is
that
the
Portugal game for sure.
sense to win? So
Well, I think the Swedish
two very different conversations, I feel like.
The Portugal game, I think you're right. If you want to talk about playing the field, cool. They got the tie. They were playing for the tie. They were up in goals. What did they have? 5 points for Portugal at 4. They were going to go in with the tie or whatever. This Women's World Cup, they outplayed their performance against Portugal, against Sweden and Australia, but that goalie made 11 saves.
Yeah, they controlled time of possession. They controlled
Yeah.
shots on goal. They played better defense. It just didn't do the thing they needed to do.
Win the game.
Yeah.
And the classic Herm Edwards.
You play to win the game.
The goalie scored on the penalty kicks. And I was like, here we go. Historic.
Mm.
Also, penalty kicks, and I'm not trying to be that guy, 0 skill. Takes 0 skill to kick penalty kicks.
It is insanely harder than you think it is.
I think it's the simplest thing in all of sport.
it is harder than you think.
You know they're going to dive one way or the other. Just kick it down the middle every time. Can't miss the middle. It's right there.
Well, if you kick it down the middle, they'll see it coming down the middle and they won't move.
They already dove. They dove the second you move. You give them one of these.
Well, I mean, we're talking about women. They don't kick it as hard as men.
That's a
You
good
got
point.
time to react.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
well, during the broadcast, they go, "Can you believe she got it up to 50 miles per hour?" I go, "Actually, I cannot."
No, actually.
Yeah, literally, no.
Is this some kind of record?
No, they don't. They're
Yeah.
not. They're not as athletic. Here's the thing: they look good because they're playing against other girls. Like if you were to put the women's team versus the
Fred.
men's team, this happens all the time. We saw the women's.
Obviously, we all know that, though. That's a lot slower than men's sports.
Did you say slower or more boring?
Yes.
You can go with both, but I
Yes.
just like, what's your point?
We watched the women's national hockey team play against the Ice Wolves. Me and Van watched it with our own eyes,
Yeah.
and they lost like 12-0
Of course.
against these high school kids.
3 straight games against teenagers, the women's national team. And again, we're not comparing men's sport to women's sport in entertainment level and
There's
speed
no,
and
there's
talent,
no,
et
there's
cetera,
no
et cetera. But comparing women's sports against women's sports, you got to be disappointed in the performance of the U.S. women's national team. That's okay. You can be hard on the U.S. women's national team because the expectations were so high. One thing you shouldn't do is hate them outright because what they believe in the world. You should support them because they're wearing the red, white, and blue on their jerseys.
I don't think people.
They
do.
should unite.
They don't have to agree, though. Not everyone has to agree with each other, but I feel like we should be united. They don't have to agree with all their politics. I just feel
that's literally the best part about this country is we have the option to disagree and still support each other and go forward with our lives.
Not in my small town.
Not on Southwest Airlines.
Oh my
planes
God! I
flying out of
just
Detroit.
understood that joke. Okay, I'm caught up.
That's the point.
It's
I'm trying to-
Monday.
That's the entirety of this conversation, though, right? Why are we still so? Because it wasn't on my radar. Like, and no offense to like their outrage and their protest and their opinions, because I think they're all valid and real.
Yeah.
No one was talking to me about them. I work in sports talk radio. If this was an actual outrage, I feel like it's a thing that would have came across our radar. And this entire story was like T.I. said, dead and gone. Like it didn't matter. But people are still happy that these people, women, have different political and socioeconomical beliefs. Then I'm going to use the word losers because the people cheering against Team USA is losers.
I concur 100%. What you are railing against, what you are furious about, is what makes this country great.
Yeah.
We can unite together even though we have differences. We support our teams. We support our national teams because they're representing the whole country. And guess what? Not every woman on the U.S. women's national soccer team is
I think, man, you're making a really good point that it doesn't matter. We need to keep the message alive and keep this going. We're going to take our first break. Coming up next, it is NFL. 1 month away. Let's get into it. You're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.